So it's been reported that Shakur Stevenson will be coming back home to Newark, New Jersey to fight a guy named Harutyunyan. It's a solid fight, I guess. This guy gave Frank Martin some trouble in his last fight. In a fight, some people believe Frank Martin could have lost. But this guy's not on the level of a Shakur Stevenson. It's a solid fight, homecoming fight for Shakur Stevenson. And honestly, I can't really talk too much on the fight because this guy isn't on Shakur Stevenson's level. I mean, like I said, it's a solid fight. Hopefully he wins a couple of rounds, but we all know it's a guaranteed win for Shakur. But in a fight like this, since a lot of people don't really know the guy, even though he fought Frank Martin, but Frank Martin isn't a big name like that. People know him. When you mention Errol Spence, people that really follow Errol Spence, they know who Frank Martin is. But outside of that, outside of the hardcore boxing fans, not too many people know Frank Martin like that. But he's making his way. He's making his name. I think a lot of people will know him when he fights Gervonta Tank Davis because he's about to fight Tank. But other than that, he's relatively unknown right now outside of the hardcore boxing fans. But I ain't gonna speak too much on the fight. Like I said, I'm not gonna break it down because this is one fight you already know Shakur checks the mark on it. He wins this fight, hands down. When Shakur versus Frank Martin was in negotiation, they were supposed to fight, and Frank Martin turned down the fight. Everybody thought they agreed to a fight. The prediction for that fight, everybody was like, Shakur is going to school Frank Martin. And Frank Martin just beat this guy. So, we don't want to do the triangle theory, but if Frank Martin beat that guy, what do you think Shakur is going to do to him? Who everybody would believe Shakur is going to school Frank. What I'm saying is it's an okay fight. It's not a fight the fans are clamoring for, but it's an okay fight. But like I said, I'm not going to break the fight down. I'm not going to speak too much on the fight. I'm just going to talk on what Shakur is doing concerning fighting at home. I think this is a great thing for Shakur to do. I think Shakur needs to do this more often. Shakur needs to fight at home more often. Bring a lot of fights to New Jersey, Newark. Shakur needs to fight way more in New Jersey. And this is the reason why. The reason why is the more he fights in New Jersey, the more fans he gains. Like, you cannot walk in New Jersey or drive in New Jersey and somebody says, do you know who Shakur is? And people that live there or been there for years like, who's Shakur? You understand what I'm saying? You want the entire state of New Jersey to know who you are. And if New Jersey knows who you are, Philly's going to know who you are. And if Philly knows who you are, New York going to know who you are. So this is why it's important, because people got relative close. Philly, New Jersey, and then Delaware, and then Maryland. So the first thing you have to do is be well known in your state before you even start fighting in Vegas and all these other places people be wanting to go fight. You got to get the clout from your city first. You have to do more events in your city, bring more money to your city, put people from your city on the undercards. That's what guys like Shakur needs to do. That's what guys like Bud should be doing right now. The man's been out since July of last year, and And I'm talking about Bud. Bud been out since July of last year, and he had the hottest momentum in the sport after knocking out Earl Spence. He should jump right back in there. Everybody's saying the same thing, you know. But he's in the gym doing his thing. Did a little vacation, but the people want to see him. People want to see him. He's 36 years old, and people want to see him because we know he don't have that much time left in the sport. So people really want to see him more often. But that being said, let me get back to Shakur. What I'm saying is, we want to see Shakur bring more fights like this home. And from his last fight against De Los Santos, this fight he needs to make a statement. He needs to go in there, dominate this guy better than Frank Martin did. Even if he doesn't stop this guy, he needs to drop this guy multiple times. But I believe he can knock this guy out like he knocked out Yoshino. Another fight a lot of people wasn't really clamoring for like that. You know, I'm a huge fan of Shakur. I feel like he has, if Crawford retires, I feel like he has the skills to become the next pound-for-pound great fighter. In my personal opinion, I think he becomes the next pound-for-pound great fighter, number one. I don't think it's Devin. I don't think it's Boots. I don't think it's Tank. I think it's Shakur. Not because he hangs out with Bud, because he has the skills. He has the skills to pay the bills. You know, Olympic silver medalist. He has the pedigree. You know, he has the skills. The best defense in the sport, in my opinion. He understands distance, range, and all that. He's super sharp. We've seen him spar all of the best fighters in the sport and hold his own. We've seen his famous sparring with I haven't seen his sparring with Tank, but I've seen his sparring with Devin, and we've seen Devin and Tank. So we've seen the best of Shakur and more to come. We've seen him against Oscar Valdez to unify 2 titles. We've seen that from Shakur. But the thing is, we need to see him fight more at home, get more knockouts. You know, if he could do that, fight more at home, get more knockouts, then the fans are gonna put some respect on his name.